Om Aganatimaranda Syanganagana Sarapya Chaksurin Meditam Yena Tasmai Sugurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutare Sayam Rupa Karamayam Darati Swapanandikam Nama Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Pastaya Bhutare Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tanamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishes Sanjvari Paskadade Sada Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivatari Gaur Bhaktabindam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Our title today is The Weight of Favor. Favor means honor. It means blessings, it means influence, prosperity. Of course, we like these things, but all too often we don't realize that there's a weight that comes along with favor, a burden that comes with influence. And if you're not prepared for it, the favor won't be a blessing. You'll just think about the extra burdens that you have to undertake. And we have to pass some tests in our lives before Krishna will trust us with the weight of favor. Nothing happens by accident. The delays, the disappointments, the bad breaks, these are all tests. Will you be good to people who are not being good to you? Will you stay in faith when things happen that you don't understand? Will you daily honor the Supreme Lord by chanting His holy names? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And when you understand that Krishna uses difficulties and things we don't like to get us prepared, then you're not going to complain when things don't go your way. You're going to realize that it's serving a purpose. When you do the right thing, when the wrong thing is happening, you're getting stronger. Your roots are going down deeper. That's why Krishna doesn't remove everything that comes against us instantly. We pray, Krishna, take this trouble away. Change this person. Make me more comfortable again. But the problem is that if you're always comfortable, then you're not going to be prepared for what Krishna has in your future. Isn't it a fact that we grow in the difficult times? We grow when we have to stretch our faith. Believe when we don't see things changing. Stay in faith when we didn't get the contract. Those are critical times. If what you're praying about isn't changing, then you have to know that Krishna is using that situation to change you. We're not saying to accept everything with defeat. We're saying that Krishna has a purpose for it. And if you'll keep the right attitude, then it's preparing you for new levels, getting you ready to carry the weight of favor, to go where you've never gone before, to see a glory that you've never seen. Krishna knows what He's doing. Everything serves His plan. You can't see it, but every day that you stay in faith, every day that you do your best at work, every day that you have a smile on your face, a song of praise in your heart, you're passing the tests. You can't see it, but your spiritual muscles are getting stronger. Your character is being developed. You're showing Krishna that He can trust you. I like to lift weights, but the weights don't do any good if they're too light and too easy. If I get a 5-pound dumbbell, I can go on lifting that for 3 whole days. It's only when the weight is heavy that there's enough resistance, it's uncomfortable, that's when I make the gains. I don't like it. I prefer not to have to strain and stretch, but that is the only way that your muscles grow. Right now, you might be in a situation where you're uncomfortable. Krishna, why won't these people treat me right? Why doesn't my business increase? Why haven't I met anyone? The answer is, you're in training. It's an opportunity to get stronger. If Krishna changed it overnight, you wouldn't be prepared to carry the weight of favor. There will be people in your life, you're treating them right, but they're doing you wrong, leaving you out, overlooking you. Why? Because they're jealous. Time will come when you'll be in a position to get even with them, a position to pay them back. You can do to them what they did to you, but hey, that's also a test. Will you be the bigger person? Will you then take the high road and be good to them despite what they did to you? That's not just being nice, it's passing the test. It's showing Krishna that you can carry the weight of glory, the weight of influence, the weight of leadership. Krishna is not going to put you in a higher position if you're going to use that influence to mistreat people. He's going to test you in the small things. How do you treat that clerk who's grumpy today? How do you respond to that lady on the phone that doesn't give you the time of day? Well, true, everyone at work slacks off. Everyone comes in late. Everyone wastes time. Here's the difference. You're not everyone. Devotees are called to a new standard. Krishna wants to take you to levels that 99.9% of the people are not simply willing to go. Why? They don't have the character, nor do they have the desire to build the character. They don't have the integrity, nor do they have the desire to get the integrity. They don't want to live disciplined, and they don't want to live focused. That may be fine for them, that's what they want, but that's not who you are. You're a devotee. That means you're exceptional. You have a calling on your life. There's an assignment for you to fulfill. You were not created just to get by like others. You have greatness in you. You were created to stand out, to rise higher, to leave your mark. What you do in these seemingly small areas where nobody will know, that's exactly where Krishna is going to determine whether he can trust you with the big things. It is more relevant now, today, than ever before. Your conscientious, your diligence, your integrity in the minutiae of life. Why is it particularly important now? Because you can go on social media, you can be negative, you can slander people, you can ruin reputations, you can be condescending, you can say hurtful things, all under a different name. Nobody even knew it was you. Krishna is the one that matters. Promotion doesn't come from people, it comes from the Lord. He lifts one up and he pushes another down. Can you handle the weight of favor? Can Krishna trust you with more favor, more resources? Are you passing the test? A friend has some lemon trees in his backyard down there in Los Angeles, where I visit him 2 or 3 times a year. One tree had so many lemons that a couple of the branches started to bend down and touch the ground. There were 5 or 6 big lemons on the end of this small branch, which was only about 1/4 of an inch in diameter. Because the branch couldn't carry the weight, the lemons didn't develop properly. Sometimes we're wondering why we're not seeing more fruit in our lives. Why won't Krishna give me more influence, more favor, more opportunity? It may be because your branches can't carry the weight right now. If Krishna gives you 10 lemons, but your branch can only hold up 3, that won't be a blessing. It's going to be a burden. So instead of focusing on the fruit, why don't you focus on developing your branches? getting stronger, being a person of excellence, having integrity, doing the right thing, even when nobody is looking. Treating people with respect, giving Krishna praise when you could be complaining. Because your character is getting stronger, your roots are going down deeper, you're going to be able to handle the weight of the fruit when it comes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A young lady wanted to find her lifelong mate so badly that she went to bars and clubs looking for her perfect soulmate. After some time, she met a nice young man at a church singles picnic. They spent some time together, talked, got to know each other a little bit. She gave him her number. A day went by, 2, 3, a week went by. She was sitting by the phone. He didn't call her back. She called her mom. She said, "Mom, I think I met a man who would be my perfect future husband, but why doesn't he call me?" Her mother told her, "Honey, maybe he doesn't think that you are his perfect future wife." How many of us are impatient, frustrated, looking for the boy or girl of our dreams when we should be more concentrating on molding our characters so we will be the boy or girl of our future partner's dreams? John Burroughs wrote this appropriate poem. "Asleep, awake by night or day, the friends I seek are seeking thee. No wind can drive my ship astray or change the tide of destiny. What matter if I stand alone? I wait with joy the coming years. My heart shall reap where it is sown and garner up its fruit of tears. The waters know their own and draw the brook that springs from yonder height. So flows the good with equal law unto the soul of pure delight." Yes, we love those fruits. We love the harvest season. We just had Thanksgiving a few days ago, and what a great celebration it is. We'd love to meet our future spouse right now. We love it when we're seeing favor, when our prayers are answered. There are new opportunities. That's great, but every season is not a harvest season. We may not like it, but even the starkness and bleakness and apparent deadness of winter is a blessing. It's necessary. Without the leaves coming off, the tree would never develop new buds. In the winter season, it looks like the tree is dead, no fruit, no leaves, branches are bare. You could think that the tree is done, it's seen its best days. But the truth is that in the winter, something's happening that you can't see. The tree is gathering up its sap. The roots are going down deeper. It's being prepared to handle more fruit in the spring. If there weren't these different seasons, the tree would never reach its full potential. In this connection, I want to tell you a few details about a great saint called Bilvamananda Thakur. He didn't start out as a great saint. In fact, he was an aristocratic family. He was wealthy. And because of his aristocracy and his wealth, he got attached to sense gratification. He wanted to develop his love for Krishna. But unfortunately, the wealth and the facilities that he was born with led him at the same time to develop an attachment for a particular prostitute named Chintamani. He bought a house for her. He set her up in the house. He would visit her regularly. So he had the Krishna consciousness going in one direction and his illicit attachment for Chintamani leading him in the totally opposite direction. He was being pulled in two directions at once. And so strong was his attachment for this beautiful prostitute that when his own father's funeral was being performed, he kept telling the priest, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Can't you go faster? Can't you go faster? Can't you go faster? And as soon as the ceremony is over, he's off to visit Chintamani. It was a stormy night, torrential rains, cold wind, freezing temperatures. In order to get to her house, he had to swim the Ganges, which was in flood. He was in danger of drowning when he grabbed what he thought was a log, kept his mouth above water, and just barely made it to the other bank. Took a look over his shoulder, and what he thought was a log was a dead body. Came to her compound. She locked her door. She didn't think anybody would be visiting her on a stormy night, dark and ominous. So he went around and he crawled the wall of her compound, pulling himself hand over foot with what he thought was a vine. But again, when he looked back, it was an 8-foot-long cobra. So he arrived scratching at her door, soaking wet, burning with lusty desires, half dead. Chintamani opened the door, took one look at him and said, "You did all that for this bag of bones and flesh? Better you become attached to serving the blissful Lord Krishna, Govinda. Go to the holy place of Vrindavan, where you will find complete satisfaction and eternal happiness." This from the mouth of a prostitute. He decided to do that. He set off for Vrindavan. But even then, on the way to the pilgrim, his lusty desires seized him a second time. He lusted after a beautiful Brahmin's wife that he saw on the way. Ashamed of his polluted desires, he asked that lady, "Can you give me your 2 hairpins?" She didn't know what he was talking about, but she was trained to do whatever Brahmins asked. She gave her 2 hairpins, and he immediately plunged them right into his eye sockets, blinding himself. Why? Bilvamangala was determined not to be distracted anymore from the spiritual path of Krishna consciousness by any material object. In the Bhagavad Gita, it talks about the trap that we can fall into from our senses. Dayato visham pumsam sanjat teshu bhajayate sangat sanjayate kama krodha vijayate. First you just idly look. You're just looking around, and then, whoa, check it out. And then from looking idly, then attachment. And then from attachment, lust develops. I have to have, doesn't matter, she's someone's wife, I have to have her for myself. And then from lust, anger, and finally bewilderment of memory. Why did Bilvamangala take such an extreme action? And we're also telling you, don't try this at home. Hope you realize that. Because he realized that he was cursed by his wealth, his aristocracy, his opulence, and money. If you're a materialist, you would have think that he's living in the spring. He's living a good life. Good house, good money, good clothes, good girlfriends, everything good, good, good. But he realized that what is summer for a materialist is winter for a spiritualist. And what is winter for a spiritualist is summer for a materialist. So he decided to trade in the winter of material opulence for the summer of renunciation and sense control. He imposed upon himself what materialists would call a winter season, where he no longer has access to his family, no longer access to his birth, no longer access to funds, but he's living in Vrindavan as a beggar, not just as a beggar, but a blind beggar, so that he could somehow or other achieve Krishna consciousness, knowing that Krishna is not achievable by those who are taken with aristocracy or wealth or good looks or education, but Krishna is the property of those who have given up everything in order to attain his lotus feet. Similarly, in our own lives, we shouldn't complain when we're divested of opulence and aristocracy and money. These things come. There are times in our lives when we want something material, something temporary so bad we can taste it, we think we can't live without it, and yet it doesn't come. It is denied us. We think we're stuck at the same level at work, not getting the promotion, not getting the salary we need to buy the toys that we want, not being changing in our relationships. We're still single. My health is not improving. And you ask, what's wrong? Where's the fruits that I'm so anxious to have? The answer is, nothing is wrong. You're just in winter. Krishna is trying to tell you something. You can't see it, but your branches are getting bigger. The fact that you're in winter is a sign that Krishna has more for you in store than just temporary sense gratification. Bigger opportunities, bigger favor, greater honor, a higher assignment and service. Now, the trick is to do our part and keep a good attitude when we're not getting what we want, when we're not being recognized, when we're not getting the credit, we're not seeing growth. Why? Because something's happening on the inside where it really matters. Krishna is getting you prepared. Bilva Mangala went to Vrindavan as a blind beggar. And somehow or other, a little village boy whom he couldn't see came to him every day, would offer him something to eat, and at the end of the day, take him to a quiet, protected, sheltered place where he could spend the night. This went on day after day after day. He couldn't understand why this village boy was taking such an interest in him and taking such good care of him. One day, after several weeks, the village boy sat down, started playing his flute. He thought, oh my gosh, that village boy who has been bringing me food and leading me around, protecting me and sheltering me, that was actually the Lord of his life, the Lord of his heart. And he reached out to touch whom he now knew was Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And playfully, it's described, Krishna grabbed Bilva Mangala's hand, laughed loudly and lovingly, and then let go and ran away. And Bilva Mangala shouted after him, having attained love of God, he said, "You can run away from my hand, Krishna, but you can never run away from my heart." And thus, Bilva Mangala Thakur became known as a great, great saint. He wrote many, many devotional classics, the most famous of which is called the Krishna Karanamrita. So taking a page from his book, you might be now in a winter season, not seeing the material opulence that you've seen in the past. My suggestion is that instead of complaining, try a different approach. Lord, thank you that I can do all seasons. I can do summer, I can do winter. I can do harvest, I can do planting. I can do this pandemic. I can do this season where I have to take care of my elderly parents. I can do this season where I'm not being treated right, where I'm dealing with this illness. And when you're in those winter seasons, you're gathering up sap, getting stronger. Your character is being developed. You're learning to trust Krishna and depend on him in a greater way. And all that's getting you prepared to carry the weight of glory, the weight of blessing, the weight of influence. You wouldn't be in the winter in the first place. You wouldn't be in this pandemic. You wouldn't be facing this difficulty if Krishna didn't have something bigger that he was preparing you for. Just a little back history about Bilvamangala Thakur. In his previous life, he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, a sannyasi, a renunciate. He was at the level of Bhav, which is just the next door neighbor to pure, unalloyed Krishna prema. He had intense love for Krishna. And what he liked especially to do was organize Bhagavatam festivals where people would come, recite the Srimad Bhagavatam, have Kirtan, and be fed sumptuous prasadam. Once, while organizing a huge festival, he spent all of his money, and he needed more money to feed the devotees. So he went searching for wealth. Walking around, he saw the cremation taking place of a young princess who had died at age 18. Her unhappy father and mother and relatives were all there. The father ordered the cremation fire to be lit, and then everybody left. He noticed that the princess, as she was being consumed by the fire, had a very, very valuable necklace around her body. He saw the necklace and he thought, what's the use of a necklace for a dead body that's being buried? Better to take this necklace and use it in the service of Krishna and his devotees. So he approached the dead body, tried to take the necklace, but then he heard the unembodied voice of the princess. Stop it! Don't take that necklace. He was shocked. She said, if you need more wealth, go to my father, the king. Tell him that I sent you. Under my bed, there's a box with lots of treasure. Ask my father for that wealth and tell him that you're going to use the wealth to serve the devotees and Krishna. Bilvamangala Thakur went to the king. He revealed to him what had happened. The king looked, found the treasure right under the bed of his daughter. He happily donated that great wealth to the devotee. Bilvamangala went, spent all the wealth on the Bhagavatam festival, but at the end, again, there was a shortage to pay all the bills. So he went back to the cremation place and he took the diamond necklace. And as he was leaving the area, he heard again the voice of the princess, you have done a great mistake by taking this necklace. I curse you that although you are so advanced in your love for Krishna, you're going to take birth one more time and live an immoral life. So in his next life, Bilvamangala Thakur was born as a woman hunter, and he had the wealth, the aristocracy, in which he could fulfill all of his illicit material desires. Now, the princess, here's the kicker, she took birth again as his prostitute, Chintamani. So in this lifetime, she showed him the way, acting and taking the role of his instructing guru. When he arrived at her door, she basically told him that if you had such a desire for Krishna as for me, you would immediately be a self-realized soul. So that curse and the subsequent blinding of Bilvamangala Thakur had been the direct arrangement of the Lord to bring him into the fullness of his destiny. We're coming right now literally in the winter season, and it may also be a winter season in your life, but I sense that if you've been faithful to Krishna, honoring him by chanting his holy names, associating with the devotees, that you are on the verge of a new season. Why? Because you passed the tests, done the right thing when it was hard, stayed in faith when life didn't make sense, praising the Lord by chanting his holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. None of us like difficulties, but when you understand that without the winter season, you can't see growth, you can't see greater fruit, then you don't complain. You realize that Krishna is getting you prepared to handle a greater weight. Thoughts may tell you, this winter is permanent, you'll never meet the right person, you'll never establish that temple, it's too long, you'll never get well, you'll never come out of death. Don't believe those lies, because after winter, spring always comes. Krishna is watching you. He sees you going the extra mile. He sees you chanting his holy names. He sees you working hard, making sacrifices, nobody thanking you. He sees you fighting the illness, the lonely nights, praising him when you could be complaining. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Here's a secret. What you do in private is going to determine how high you go in public. In private, if you cut corners, slack off, do things half-heartedly, that's going to keep you from carrying the weight of what Krishna has for you. You don't get stronger by taking the easy way out. You grow when you do things that you don't like. The right thing when no one is watching. Having a good attitude when you're not getting your own way, when in fact it's unfair. Your character will determine how high you go. Not your talent, not your abilities, not your intelligence. Those may take you somewhere, but it is your character that will keep you there. What you do in private when no one is watching is going to determine how high Krishna will take you in public. And if he's going to trust you with favor, authority, influence, then you have to learn to be a good steward. You have to prove it in small things, in your private life, in how you treat people that can't do anything for you, how respectful you are for your spouse, your family. If you're harsh and condescending with the people you love, then how can Krishna trust you with greater influence? Everything that happens in life, even the betrayals, the difficulties, the delays, the things that aren't fair, they're not random. Krishna has given you the opportunity through them to grow, to come up higher, getting you prepared to handle the weight of favor, the weight of influence. Now let's do our part and quit telling ourselves it's too hard, they did me wrong, it's been so long. No, turn it around. I can handle every season. It's winter. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable, but I can handle winter. I know that Krishna is still on the throne. I know that I've been armed with strength for every battle. I don't like this loneliness, but I'm not going to fall apart. I can handle a lonely season. I can handle this season fighting the pandemic. I can handle the season where I'm not seeing any fruit. I'm not going to drag through it complaining. I'm going to keep a song of praise. I'm going to keep being good to people. I know that all seasons are working for my good. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, our guru, says, in this way, we devotees have taken a very serious job. In this life, we want to finish material existence for good. That should be the responsibility, that we are going to finish material life. No more coming and going. Chakpa deham punar janme. Prabhupada says, if you take responsibility for building your character, doing the major thing that you're created to do, then Krishna will supply everything minor. In that way, everything will be adjusted according to priority. Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj used to say that finish your business in this life, don't delay, don't put it off for the next life. That's the responsibility of the spiritual master. The spiritual master must show the student how important is the human form of life. From the human form of life and the human form only can we go back home, back to Godhead. Prabhupada continues, chant Hare Krishna and serve the Lord. You're not just passing the test, but you're getting prepared. Your character is coming up higher. Your spiritual muscles are getting stronger. At the right time, Krishna will bring you out of winter and into your harvest season. You'll see greater favor, greater influence, greater opportunities. Why? Because you can handle the weight of glory. Some of the difficulties that we complain about, the challenges that we don't like, hey, without them, you would not be prepared. instead of trying to pray away the things that make you uncomfortable, pray away the people that get on your nerves, pray away the delays, why don't you try a different approach and say, Krishna, help me to keep a good attitude in the midst of these challenges. Help me to stay in faith when people aren't treating me right. Help me to resist the temptation to compromise, to take the easy way out so that my character can develop, so that my branches can get stronger, so that I can handle the weight of what you have in store. Before your dreams come to pass, Krishna will always test your character, and you have to be able to prove that you can handle what he intends to entrust you with. There is a responsibility that comes with favor. You have to have the character that will handle the influence in the right way. You have to bless your enemies, not talk bad about them. Krishna is testing your character. Are you going to complain in the winter season? Live discouraged? Try to pay people back? We're asking you tonight to be an example. Do the right thing when it's hard. Look out for your brothers and sisters who are suffering in this material atmosphere. That difficulty is not there to stop you. It's there to prepare you. Krishna is about to release a new level of favor, influence, resources, but he's looking for people he can trust to carry the weight of glory. Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj wanted to see that everyone is engaged in preaching work, some sort of preaching work, either indoor or outdoor. Preaching, you have to meet opposing elements. So many will criticize, so many will attack. This is missionary work, not that whenever I find some opportunity, I'll go to a solitary place and sleep. That's not missionary work. So Prabhupada says we should adjust things. Devotees have a very responsible business, this Krishna consciousness. It's genuine, it's authorized. Lord Chaitanya wants us to do it all over the world. Things in our lives should be adjusted in order to keep us alive to our self-responsibility. That is missionary life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I believe you wouldn't be here tonight hearing this if Krishna didn't intend to do something new in your life. Don't get discouraged by how long winter is taking. It's a sign that something bigger is on the way, something bigger than you could have imagined. Krishna is getting you prepared. Keep passing the tests. Every morning, remind yourself, I'm on the verge of a new season. My branches can now bear the weight of greater glory. If you do this, I believe a shift is coming. Winter is about to end. Suddenly you're going to come into spring. Suddenly you'll see opportunity, healing, promotion, breakthroughs, a harvest like you've never seen in this life, and in the next life you'll go back to home, back to Godhead. If you like to chat with me, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thanks for your kind attention. And now we're going to have some beautiful Damodarastakam prayers, some Kirtan by Pavana, whose husband led a very nice arti earlier on. Thank you, Radhe Shyam.
Hare